Hello everyone, this is Tim, and in hammered chit steak style, Mr. Joonas, I'm going to have a Pennsylvania beer. This is from Yuengling, traditional lager, original amber beer by America's oldest brewery. So cheers. So lately, Hammer's been putting out these videos where he just sits down, drinks a beer, and talks about some things. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about just really whatever comes to my mind. So today, my dad came over and helped me do my electrical work in my pantry, which I just showed in a recent video. I'm trying to put drywall up, and the first step is to do the wiring. We put an outside light, hooked up some extra plugs for my stand-up freezer and for my regular fridge. And my father is a bit of a perfectionist, and for me that can sometimes just drive me up the wall. What should have probably taken about a half an hour to 40 minutes today, let's see here, I don't even know how long it was. He came over at 9:30 and he left at 2:30, so what is that? 10, 11, 12, so it's 5 hours. And he wouldn't just let me do anything. I'm 32 years old, I'm a grown man, but apparently I'm not good enough to do a lot of things. So most of what I did today was hold things or get him things, scalpel, that sort of situation where you just give him the tools. And I don't know, it was just, my sanity is a bit fried right now. But the good thing is that the outside light is now up. It's one of those motion detector lights. And the reason I want an outside light there is another entranceway that the last people used, and it just doesn't work for the way we set up the kitchen. So I wanted to put a different light in since we use a different door, and hopefully this will work out well, because in the past, whenever you got your key to get into the door, it just wouldn't work. So, especially in the dark, when you're fumbling around with your keys, if it's freezing, it's just a big pain in the ass. So. But other than that, I was just thinking today that there have been a lot of people that have been asking me for videos, and hopefully I'll get to do those. I've talked to a few people, some new people. I think his name was iBacklash, and I talked to him. He's from Australia for about, 2 hours one day, and he's brand new to role-playing and brand new to running a game. So he was throwing out some ideas, and then I was taking those ideas, bouncing them around in my head and spitting out some more, ideas to help him out and help him flesh out his campaign. I suggested start out with a small town and just sort of generate things around it, and letting things sort of open-ended until they bump into stuff, and then you can throw more ideas into it. But he had some cool ideas, and I just talked to him for a while. So that was pretty neat. Haven't really talked to anybody from Australia before, at least on Skype, so that was pretty cool. But other stuff that's going on, my wife has gestational diabetes, which if you don't know, you basically get sort of like a temporary diabetes while you're pregnant. And hopefully that'll go away afterwards. They did say that if women have gestational diabetes, they have a higher risk of having normal diabetes later on down the road. And it kind of makes sense because she's a carb girl. She likes pastas and ice cream, and not really a big meat person, not really a big vegetable person. So she's going through some transition issues with her diet. And it's been kind of tough on me too, because the things she normally eats, she can't eat. And she's trying to eat new things, and she's a picky eater to begin with, so I usually end up making more of the meals, so it's a little bit difficult for me to make stuff she likes. What else is going on? Just thinking about what kind of videos I want to do. I'm probably going to be doing a Carcosa review with Aaron, a Zerk 83, probably in the next week or so, if we can get our schedules to line up right. There's a few more reviews I'm supposed to do. Let's see if I get around to doing those. I have a hard time finding time in my day to read. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I watch so many YouTube videos, but it's something to think about. I'm not really sure. I just need to make more time, or I think sometimes I sort of obsessively check email. I'll reload my YouTube page sometimes, way more than I should. I don't know. It's just me, I guess. This is good. I haven't had one for a while. I'm not really a big drinker, but Rolling Rock used to be made in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, which was probably about a half hour away from here. And that was my beer of choice for a while. And then that went belly up, and they, cut the plant, and I think they make Rolling Rock somewhere else. It still says it's made in Latrobe. It's kind of strange, and it's not. So I guess they're trying to pull the wool over people's eyes with that. I'm not really sure. But so I went to Yuengling. They're also a Pennsylvania beer. It's made in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. 17901 is the zip code. Maybe I just like beers come in green bottles. I'm not sure. But so yeah, I might make more videos today. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of afraid. My sanity, button heads with my father sometimes is difficult. He strikes me as a person that has one way of doing things, and it doesn't matter if your way can also achieve the same goal at the end. His way is the right way, and that's difficult sometimes when you have a person that's just very unyielding and doesn't let other opinions be shared. So I'm just glad the light got in. I'm glad that I can just now do the rest of the stuff I need to do, like the insulation and the drywall. And then I got to paint it and do the ceiling. And there's always way too much work. You buy an old house, it's nice. I think if I was a single guy and I would have bought this house, I would probably still have to do the pantry. But some of the other projects that my wife wants to do, I don't know. I think I'd just leave those rooms alone, just slap some paint on the walls and be done with it. So I don't know. Way more work than I want to do right now. Good stuff. Yeah, I definitely needed a beer after hanging out with my dad for 5 hours in a row. Just recently, we just shot pool together, and it was nice because our only goal for that day was just go shoot pool, and it really reminded me of the fun times that I've had with my father. In more recent times, most of the times I get together with him, it's to help him do a project, and those can all be very frustrating for some of the reasons I mentioned. And I always have to do something for him, and with the pantry, it's kind of nice. He's doing something for me, so it's different. It's still frustrating. I want to be a good son. He wants to be a good father, and sometimes we just don't meet in the middle very well. So it's just one of those difficult things in life, I guess. But I'm glad I have one. He probably should have died multiple times in his life. He's still kicking, and he's still able to help me out with things like the electric. So, I thank God for that. Well, that was my bottle of Yuengling. Hopefully some of this was entertaining in some way. I don't know. I think I'm going to check YouTube, see what's going on, and see if I feel like making other videos and if I have time. Alright guys, have a good one.